Hello students, how are you all? I hope everyone is fine and safe. Let's start with the part B, that is statistic, which constitutes of 40 marks. So the first problem, let's read the 61st one. Histogram is used for presentation of the following types of series. So it's saying that histogram, which is used for which type of series? Time series? No. Continuous frequency series, discrete series, individual series. So among this, it is continuous frequency series. It's nothing but there is a graph, therein we will be using histogram for continuous frequencies. Okay, they get attached to each other. Let's read next problem, 62nd one. The graphical representation of the cumulative frequency distribution is called. It's simple, it's ogive. We get an ogive curve. This statistics consists of 40 marks, each carrying 140 questions. Okay, so here and there are very simple and easy questions which will be done within 1 minute. As you can see that 61st, 62nd, all these problems are really very quick enough to complete it within 1 minute. So like it's very easy to score in statistics. Never ever leave any chapter in statistics. Let's see the next problem. There are number of accidents given and frequency of all these accidents is already given. Now, the actual question says, in how many cases 5 or more accidents occur? Okay. Now, check on for 5 and more accidents. Okay. These three things constitutes for 5, 6 and 7. 5 and more accidents. So, what is the frequency of those accidents to happen? That is 27, 18 and 9. So, it will be 27 plus 18 plus 9. Okay. That is equal to 54. Okay. It's option D. Okay, 64th one. The difference between the upper limit and a lower limit is called as. See, generally we have studied what is the difference between upper limit and the lower limit. It is the class interval. Okay, option A is the answer. The 65th problem. A man travels at a speed of 20 kilometers per hour and then returns at a speed of rupees 30 kilometers per hour. His average speed of the whole journey is. Usually what we used to do, we used to take arithmetic mean, like basic average 20 plus 30 divided by 2, we would get the answer. But herein it's given in kilometer per hour. So generally when some specifications are given, like it can be kilometer per hour or it can be some few meters per minute or something. So in this case we will not be using arithmetic mean, instead we will be using harmonic mean. Okay, so what's the formula for the harmonic mean in this? N divided by sigma 1 by x. Okay, sigma is summation of 1 by x. Herein what is n? Okay, herein this is nothing but x1 and this is nothing but x2 and n is 2 two-way travel, right? So n is 2 divided by sigma 1 by x. How many x's are there? There are 2. So it is nothing but summation of these x 1 by x2. Okay, because since they are 2, we are taking these things. So it will be 2 divided by 1 divided by 20 plus 1 divided by 30. Okay, on solving all these things, taking an LCM, you get like 600 and herein you get as 50, right? 30 plus 20 is 50. So overall you get, your answer will be 24 kilometer per hour. Okay, I'm just solving this thing. Okay, so when you just cancel off this thing and the 60 goes up, and when you solve completely, you just do the cancellation, you'll be getting 24 kilometer per hour. Okay, the answer is C. Let's go for 66th problem. The sum of the squares of deviations of a set of observations has the smallest value when the deviations are taken from. See, usually the deviations, what will be, where you will be finding the deviation, sum of the deviation, and the smallest value of the deviation, that is nothing but the standard deviation. It is an arithmetic mean. Okay, it's nothing but the arithmetic mean. Wherein the standard deviation, what is the standard deviation formula? Sigma of x minus x bar the whole square. Okay, this is the smallest value. Okay, so therein these all can be found in arithmetic mean. Next, if two variables x and y are related by 2x plus 3y minus 7 equal to this, there's an equation, okay, and the mean deviation, mean is x bar and mean deviation is the deviation of x about the mean of x, okay. These two things are given. X bar is given as 1 and standard deviation of x is given as 0.3 respectively, okay. Here and it's given. Then the coefficient of the mean deviation of y is y about mean is. So we need to find out the coefficient of mean deviation, okay, about y mean, okay. What's the basic formula of the coefficient of mean? Answer is the mean deviation divided by the mean, okay. It's nothing but we have to find out the deviation and the mean deviation of y, okay. So what we'll be doing here, mean deviation of y, okay, basically it's of y, mean of y. So herein we will be finding out these two values so that we get the coefficient of mean, okay. First let's find out the mean of y. That's more simple. Rather you just need to get all these things in terms of y, okay. So what you will do to get this in term of y, 2x plus 3y minus 7 equal to 0, get all the other than y terms the other side. That means that 3y equal to this minus 7 goes there and goes plus 7, and then this plus 2x goes there and it will be minus 2x. Then y will be 7 minus 2x divided by 3 commonly, but if you see separately, 7 by 3 minus 2x by 3. So herein this problem constitutes to a thing wherein this is the change of origin, right? And in this thing, this is nothing but the change of scale, okay. This is the most important part. I've copied the same thing which we have left here, okay. So this is the change of origin and this is the change of the scale. So basically first we need to find out the mean. That is nothing but mean, okay, mean of y. So how will we find out the mean of y? We simply substitute the mean of x. Mean of x value is 1. We'll substitute this in the equation, okay, what we have already got here, 7 minus 2x divided by 3, which is, this is nothing but y, okay. So y bar is nothing but 7 minus 2 into whatever is our x, 1 divided by 3. So 7 minus 2 by 3, 5 by 3. So y bar is nothing but 5 by 3, okay. So we got the mean of y. Now we need to get the standard deviation of y, okay, mean deviation, sorry, mean deviation of y. Okay, so what can be the mean deviation of y? We will herein for the mean deviation we will be taking change of the scale, okay, with the positive value. Even though it is like minus 2 by 3, we will be taking only the positive value, that is 2 by 3. So y is equals to 2 by 3 into x. So what we got, x as 0, x that is deviation of x, okay. Deviation of x we have already in the question, it's nothing but 0.3, right? So 0.3 is the deviation of x. So here in what we are doing, we are multiplying with the deviation, right? This is nothing but standard deviation. So 0.3 into 2 by 3, okay. So here an answer will be 0.1 and it will be 0.2. So basically it's not asking just the mean or the mean deviation of y, it's asking us coefficient. It's asking us the coefficient of mean deviation of y. So what's the formula just now? Like we have started with that formula itself, that is nothing but the coefficient deviation of the y is nothing but the mean deviation of y divided by mean of y. We have already got the mean deviation as 0.2. And what is the mean that we have got here? It is 5 by 3. And it's nothing but if we go 0.6 divided by 5. And if we, calculate with the calculator, the answer is 0.12. If we take this in percentage, it will be 12%. So our answer here is C. Okay, this is our answer. See how simple and smooth statistic is going on. I always advise students never to leave statistic because it's very easy to score. 40 marks are very easy to score and it takes really very less time than the business mathematics. Okay, now let's see the next problem. If the arithmetic mean and the harmonic mean for two numbers are 5 and 3.2 respectively, then the GM will be, suppose they are like two numbers, but their AM we know it is 5 and HM we know it is 3.2. Okay, it's already given, but we need to find out GM. What's the relationship between GM and HM and AM? It's nothing but GM is equals to root of AM into HM. Harmonic mean and arithmetic mean. Geometric mean is equals to root of arithmetic mean into the harmonic mean. That is nothing but these two values are already given. That is 5 into 3.2, which is nothing but root 16. That is nothing but 4. Okay, so we got answer C. Next, what is the coefficient of the range of the following distribution? It's asking the range or coefficient of the range of the distribution. First, check out the class interval and the frequency. The class interval, you see that it's kind of 10 to 19 and 20 to 29. It's not a continuous kind of series, but then it's like stopping at 19 and then starting after 19. So what we need to do is first change these series things. For suppose like this 20 shall be written as 19.5. Okay, and this 19 shall be written as 19.5. Okay, so the same way all the other things are written. I'll be showing in the classwork now. So herein we are making the class interval the continuous one. How can we make? Okay, first let's try for 19 thing, and then I can just change 10th one. You will understand better. Okay, so here it is 19 and next it's starting at 20. So what we will be doing, taking the average value of 19 and 20, that is nothing but 19.5. Herein, okay, 19 plus 20 divided by 2 will be nothing but 19.5. Okay, 19.5 is here. Okay, then again 19.5, the series will continue with 19.5 till this will be 29, right? 29 plus 30 divided by 2 is nothing but 29.5. Okay, again you will be taking this 29.5 here. We are not taking 30. We are adding 0.5 to this. We are reducing 0.5 to this. Okay, so we are getting the answer 39.5 here. Okay, now this is reducing 39.5. It's a continuous now. Then it is 49.5, again 49.5. So this will be 59.5. So likewise this 10 will be nothing but 9.5, right? Okay, now you see the series is continuous one, right? 9.5 to 19.5. Again we are starting with 19.5 to 29.5. Again it's going on and on. Okay, for this we need to find out the coefficient of the range. What we need to find out? Coefficient of range. For that, first we need to write the smallest range. Smallest range S is nothing but, which is the smallest range in this, 9.5. Okay, and the highest range H is nothing but, which is the highest one in the series, 59.5. Okay, these two things are there. Now let's write the formula for coefficient of range. It's nothing but large one minus small divided by large plus small into 100. It's very simple. Now just substitute the values in it and you will get the answer very quickly. Which into 100, which is equals to this 59.5 minus 9.5 is nothing but 50 divided by 65. This is the 65 into 100, which is equal to 72.46. Do we have this in our answer? Yeah, 72.46. Answer is D. Okay, now let's see for 70th one. If there are two groups with 75 and 65 as harmonic mean and containing 15 and 13 observations, then the combined HM is given by. It's very simple. Directly right away we will be using the formula for the harmonic mean. How it is? This is the two groups we are already having as harmonic mean. It means that this is nothing but the H1 and this is nothing but the H2, right? This is the harmonic mean. Next is observations. Observations are nothing but n, okay? Number of observations, n. So this is n1, one of the series it has 15 observation, another series it has 13. That is nothing but n2. So when we have this thing, and when we know the formula, we need to find the combined harmonic mean of both the groups. So how can we do that? There's a formula. The combined thing, it is n1 plus n2 divided by n1 by h1 plus n2 by h2. Now it's only simplification is left. 15 plus 13 divided by 15 divided by 75 plus 13 divided by 65. Okay, after the simplification, 28 divided by taking the LCMs and all. Let's see. So here it will be like after taking out the LCM and multiplying 75 into 65 and getting solving this particular thing, we get 0.4, and 28 divided by 0.4 is nothing but 70. Answer is 70, the combined harmonic mean. Next, if x and y are two random variables, then variance of x plus y when x is independent of y. We need to find out the variance of x plus y if x is independent of y. Herein it means that x is not dependent on y. So what basically we know the formula for the variance. Variance of x plus y, what is the formula? V of x plus variance of y plus 2 into covariance of x and y. Since x and y are totally independent, it does mean that their correlation or their covariance is 0. Okay, so at the end, this 2 into anything you do, it becomes 0 here. So v of x plus v of y, variance of x and y is this. Answer is A. Okay, let's see in the next problem. GM is better measure than others when? It's simple. GM is basically known for what? Ratios and percentages. Okay, when it's given, that is a better option to go for GM rather than AM or HM. Okay, so A is the answer. 73rd one, the sum of the squares of the deviation from the mean of 10 observation is 250. Mean of the data is 10. Find the coefficient of variation. Let's frame this problem. Read carefully the sentences and frame accordingly. Sum means summation, okay, of squares of the squares, sum squares of deviation from mean. Deviation from mean is x minus x bar. Okay, this is the basic the value given, and we are reducing the smallest value, that is a mean, and it's a square. It's a square. This sum of the squares of deviation from mean means this thing. We can decode this thing. Okay, of 10 observation is 250. Don't ever write equal to 10. Observation of 10 observation. Observation is nothing but the n. Okay, they are observations is 10, and this whole thing is equals to 250. Okay, the basic thing. Okay, n is equals to 10, we just got to know from here. And mean of the data, mean is nothing but x bar. We are already given with mean of the data. We have to find the coefficient of variation. So what is the formula for coefficient of variation? Standard deviation divided by the mean into 100. Okay, so we first need, for this thing we have x bar, but we need to find out the standard deviation. Okay, what is standard deviation? We know variance is standard deviation square. Okay, but the standard deviation is nothing but root of sum of the squares of the deviations of the mean divided by n. This is the formula which we are learning since long, which is equals to, what is it now? Root of, what is this? This whole thing is given as 250, right? 250 divided by n is nothing but 10. So root of 25 is nothing but 5. But we just don't need the standard deviation. We need the coefficient of variation, which is nothing but the standard deviation divided by the mean. Standard deviation we have already got here 5. Okay, what's the mean? We already have x bar is 10 into 100. It is equals to 50%. So C is our answer. Okay, next, the equation of the line 5x plus 2y is equals to 7. Mean deviation of y about mean is psi. Calculate the mean deviation of x. We've already done the same kind of problem, but then therein it was given about the y. You know, we need to find out where the y, x values were given, but herein we need to find about x where the values of y are given. And let's check what it's exactly asking. It's asking about calculate the mean deviation of x about mean. It's not asking about mean and mean deviation, or you know, or anything variances or something. It's asking only the mean deviation. So herein our task is more easy. First of all, what we will we'll just frame the answer question. First we'll simplify this thing in x form, because we need to find out what is x. We'll be simplifying this in the form of x. Okay, keeping x at one side, sending all the other terms on the other side. So this will be 5x equal to 17 is there, and minus 2y. X is, we need to find x. Okay, so x is equal to 17 minus 2y divided by 5. So x is nothing but 17 by 5 minus 2y by 5. Okay, but remember, it's not asking the whole mean and everything. We need to find out only the mean deviation. So deviation means we'll be taking only the change of the scale, okay, not the change of the origin. So we have to consider this. Okay, and one more thing, whenever the deviations are asked, they'll be like any of the sign, it will be positive only. Even though it's negative here, it will be positive for the mean deviation, standard deviation. Okay, so that's a very simple thing. Now you just need to substitute. Okay, what else is given is mean deviation of y की mean deviation दी हुई है, not just the mean. Okay, so mean deviation of y is given now. Now what we will be taking, this change of origins. Okay, so mean deviation of x will be what? Not the whole value will be taking, only we will be taking this value, but in a positive one. So 2 by 5 y. Okay, it's nothing but the y deviation, you can say, mean deviation of y. So 2 by 5 into what is my mean deviation of y? It is 5. 5 gets cancelled, answer is 2. Very simple. In previous problem, it asked both the things, the mean as well as the mean deviation, and we need to find out some coefficient of mean deviation. That's why we have done a long thing. Here it's directly asking the mean deviation, so always remember, take this change of the scale. Okay, change of scale. Remember, for the mean we need to take all the thing completely, negative or positive, anything we have to take it in mean change of the origin, or if we are calculating the mean. But for deviation, never ever take the signs. It will always be positive. Okay, on to the 75th problem. If variance of x is 5, then find out the variance of x minus 3x. I mean 2 minus 3x. So what we will be doing, let us assume y is not the equation is y is equal to 2 minus 3x. Okay, let us assume this, and variance of x is nothing but standard deviation square, right? So standard deviation of x is nothing but root 5. We are sending this root to other way. Okay, this we know. Now what we can do, we can substitute this x value in the y value and find out the actual thing. Okay, so standard deviation of y is nothing but, instead of x we are substituting the value of this thing. Since we are finding the standard deviation, we will be taking only the change of scale as we have taken here, only the change of scale. Okay, so and the minus or plus anything, it will be positive. So 3x will be taking. Okay, 3x standard deviation. So what will the answer will be? 3 into what is the standard deviation of x is 5, root 5. Okay, so this is nothing but the standard deviation of y. But in our question, it's not asking us the mean deviation or standard deviation. It's asking us the variance. What is variance? Squaring both sides, squaring both the sides. So variance of y is equals to 3 into root 5 the whole square, which is nothing but 3 square is 9 into 5, root of 5 into root of 5 square is nothing but 5. Okay, answer is 45. 26th problem. Let the mean of the variable x be 50. Then the mean of u is equals to 10 plus 5x. It's nothing this but the same thing. Instead of y, it's given u here. So it's very simple for us. We need to find out the mean. Okay, first we need to check what we need to find out. Is it a standard, I mean mean deviation? That is nothing but a standard deviation, or mean. If it's mean, we the whole thing will be taking and substituting the mean value in this. So instead of y, it's given x. That's the only difference it's here. Okay, u is equals to 10 plus 5x. Okay, instead of x, we are writing 50. So which implies u is equals to 10 plus 5 into 50, which is equals to 10 plus 250, 260 is the answer. B is the answer. Okay, let's move forward with 77th problem. If sum of squares of the value is equals to 3390, n is 30 and standard deviation is 7, find out the mean. It's very simple now. We know that sum of some value of squares is equals to 3390. Okay, and n is already given as 30. Okay, and standard deviation of x is given as 7. Okay, and we need to find out the mean. What is the mean? It's very simple. Now we know the formula for the variance. Okay, variance, that is nothing but standard deviation of square is like there are two formulas, right? So we'll be taking one of the formula, sigma x square divided by n minus x bar square. We don't know the x bar value, but we do know this value, sum of the square value and n value. So what we'll be doing, standard deviation square, I mean the variance, this is nothing but the variance, which is equals to so this is given 3390. This value is already given, and this value is given as 30. 30 minus x bar square. Okay, so herein will be like solving more. Standard deviation square is equals to 3 1s are 3 1s are 3 1s are 3 3s are, yeah. Standard deviation square is equals to 113 minus x bar square. Okay, this is the formula we already know. One more thing in the in question, it is given that standard deviation is x. Standard deviation of x is 7. So what will we do? Standard deviation square is what? It's nothing but 7 square is nothing but 49. Okay, now what, this is this thing, standard deviation, variance is this, the same variance is this. Now we can equate both the things, right? So 113 minus x bar square is equals to 49. So herein what we see, 113 minus 49, which is equals to x bar square. So what is x bar? Directly we'll be doing 113 minus 49, 64. So this is the square, right? So we are sending the root here, 64. Okay, answer is 8. What is the answer? It is 8. C bit. Okay, which of the following measures of central tendency cannot be calculated by graphical method? It's very simple. C, answer is mean. A, because mode can be calculated, mode can be graphically presented as histogram, using histogram. Okay, quartile deviations, quartiles and medians are done, by using cumulative frequency curves. So only the mean cannot be represented on the in a graphical manner. Okay, next. Now this is the problem of probability. It's very simple. Let's get started with 79th problem. In a non-leap year, the probability of getting 53 Sundays or 53 Tuesdays or 53 Thursdays is. Now in this, let's check in a year how many basically weeks will be having in 1 year. 52 weeks, right? Which implies 52 weeks means 52 into 7, that is 364 days, right? But we know in 1 year it will be 365 days. So that 1 day is additional in this 52 weeks. Okay, so you're getting my point. So 52 weeks plus that 1 day is equals to 365 days. Nothing but 1 year. Okay, now in the question it is saying that that additional day will, what is the probability of that additional day to be a Sunday, Tuesday or Thursday? So what it can be, see what is the probability, it can be like 53 Sundays. It means that in that last week, in that 1 week, okay, in a week there are 7 days. Okay, we have to be remembering this, you already know. So in that, a single day left will be from Sunday. So the probability is 1 by 7, right? The 1 is that additional day, and 7 is a day, that week, particular week. Okay, the days in that particular week. Or means addition. That Tuesday. Okay, the same thing gets repeated. That one day will be a Tuesday. So 1 by 7. And same thing repeats with Thursday, right? It cannot be 2 by 7, obviously. So 1 by 7. So what is the answer? The LCM is common 7, 3. Answer is 3 by 7. It was very simple. Next, if A and B are two events and probability of A is 2 by 3, probability of B is 3 by 5, probability of A union B is 5 by 6, then the value of A dash by B dash is what? So the things which we are given is a probability of A by 2 by 3, probability of 3 by 5, and probability of A union B is 5 by 6, and we need to find a probability of A naught by B naught. That means probability of not happening this event. Okay, let us first get this probability of A by B, then we'll be seeing of not happening of event. And basically we know that probability of A plus probability of B, two events to happen, that will be ended up to 1, not more than 1, right? Okay, probability of A, that means 1 minus probability of B. Okay, suppose this is like, this probability of B is an event which is not happening, probability of A is an event which is happening. Okay, probability of happening an event will be equal to 1 minus probability of not happening event, right? So let us take this as A naught. That will be very easy for you. Okay, very simple, good to go. If we want this probability of A naught, the same thing will be there, 1 minus probability of A. This is the basic things in the probability that we have learned. So this is the basic notion that we'll keep in mind, that will be used in further problem. Okay, next, check out that probability of A naught by B naught is given, but we'll be taking the positive thing. Probability of first will take this, and then we'll be converting to this. Probability of A by B is equals to probability of A intersection B. This is the property, divided by probability of B. Okay, this is one of the formula of a probability. So if we want to change this to probability of happening of an event, I mean not happening of an event, it will be probability of A naught intersection probability of B naught divided by probability of B naught. Okay, we know this formula. Next one is, now if we want to change this formula, we want to get this this not outside, this dash outside. So what we will be doing, probability, this changes, this intersection changes to union, A union B, the whole thing dash divided by probability of B dash. Okay, now you see this will be useful now. Okay, probability of A union B is given as 5 by 6, and probability of B is given as 3 by 5, but we can easily find out using this formula. Okay, so see, probability of A union B dash is nothing but 1 minus probability of A union B. Okay, simple. Of probability of not happening of this event is equals to 1 minus probability of happening of the event. So already we are not given with directly A union B dash, we are given with this, so we are using this formula and getting here 1 minus this is already given in the question as 5 by 6. It's nothing but 1 by 6. Okay, now probability the same thing is given, probability of B is given, but not probability of B dash is given. Okay, so what we will be doing, 1 minus probability of B will be the our solution, which implies that 1 minus, what is B, what is the value of B, it is 3 by 5, sorry, 3 by 5, which is nothing but 2 by 5. Okay, now we are substituting these things in it. So probability of A dash, what did we get? 1 by 6, and probability of B we did get 2 by 5. It is nothing but 1 by 6 into 5 by, if we are getting it up, 5 by 2, it is 5 by 12 is the answer. Okay, so let's stick on to 5 by 12. Okay, now let's take up 81st problem. It's very interesting and it's very important in exam. This is one of the kind which we can get in exam. The odds are 9:5 against a person who is 50 years living till he is 70. Okay, and 8:6 against a person who is living 60 living till he is 80. Find the probability that at least one of them will be living after 20 years. Okay, so let's read this question in breaks. The odds are 9:5 against a person who is 50 years living till he is 70. Sorry, he is 70. Now, full stop. Let's see this, how to frame it. Some probability is already given, but it is saying that the odds are against. Against means even. The chances of failures are more. Okay, the failure is more and the success rate is less. So it means that 9 will be taking as a failure rate and 5 will be taking as success rate. Okay, so next same will be framing next question. 8:6 against a person who is 60 living till his 80. Okay, so here in the same thing, it's against. It means that the chances of failure are more than the chances of success, right? So we have to find out the probability that at least one of them will be living after 20 years. It means that either this person will be living till 70 years or this person will be living next 80 years, or at least means minimum. Maximum, they both can live that much years, more additional 20 years. Yes. So what we will be doing here will be framing it in a formula. So I have framed that in my notes. Okay, so most of the chances of dying that person is more. So it means that the first person, let us take the first person. It means that 9 times 9:5 means that nine times he will not be alive. That means he will die, and 5 times he will stay alive. This is like 9:5 ratio, right? It means that more chances are of his death. So probability of the first person who is going to die is 9 divided by 9 plus 5. Overall outcomes are 9 plus 5, 14 and 9. So this is one of the outcome of the first person dies. Next thing you see, probability of the second person to die, because there are chances against are more. Okay, so that is nothing but 8 divided by 8 plus 6. Overall overall probability, overall outcomes will be taking 8 divided by 14. Okay, we can rather say that probability of that first person to be alive, A, is nothing but 5 by 14, right? The same thing, 5 divided by 9 plus 5 is equals to 5 by 14. Another is probability of that second person to be alive is nothing but 6 divided by 14. Okay, now let's see what is asking in the question. It is like find the probability that at least one of them will be alive. More than or equal to 1 people will be alive. Okay, which implies that at least one means minimum one person should be alive, and maximum they both can be living. Okay, so probability of the person 1 to be alive, this can happen, plus probability of the second person to die. Okay, this is the one situation. Next situation, probability of the first person will die plus the probability of the second person will live alive. Okay, it is like minimum one person is alive. Okay, the third case is also possible because it's not saying just equal to, it is saying more than or equal to 1 at least. It means that both the person can be alive. Probability of probability of the person 1 to be alive plus probability of person to be alive. Okay, they are like more 2 person will be alive. It can be one or more than one, means maximum they are asking about 2%, so both the persons can be alive. So this is the thing which we framed. Now let's substitute and get the answer. Okay, sorry, it should be multiplied. Okay, and these things should be added. Okay, see, now let us directly frame all these things into a formula. I mean, simply in one line. Probability of 1A is should be, like, for person 1 will be alive into probability of person 2 will be dead, plus probability of the first person is dead and probability of second person is alive, plus probability of the first person is alive plus into probability of second person is alive. Okay, let's find out. What is the probability of the first person to be alive? It's already calculated, 5 by 14. Probability of second person to be dead is 8 by 14. Okay, and next is probability of the first person is dead is 9 by 14, and probability of the second person alive is 6 by 14. Next is probability of the first person alive is 5 by 14 into probability of the second person will be alive is 6 by 14. Now you can just calculate or simplify this by just taking off. We will not cancel the things, I suppose. It will be more difficult for taking out the LCM. It's better that you could take the common thing in the denominator and do it. So 5 and 5 is 40 divided by 14 plus 96 divided by 96 divided by 196, 5 is 30 divided by 196. Now 196 is the common LCM and add these three amounts. About 124. Okay. This is one of the way which is elaborative one. Other ways we can also take that probability of happening of an event like at least more than or equal to 1. Directly we can say not happening of an event. Okay, not happening of an event, 1 minus probability that all will be dead. Okay, so it's very simple this way. In exam, if you want to just arrive at the answer, the probability of at least something happening is equal to 1 minus probability of nothing happening, nothing. So all are dead. Okay, so what it means that alive, what it means that 1 minus people all are dead. All are dead means probability of probability of A1 is dead, and the probability, sorry, into probability of the second person to be dead. Okay, we have already know that what is the probability of the first person to be dead is 9 by 14, and what is the probability of second person dead is 8 by 14. 1 minus 72 divided by 196. Okay, 196 minus 72 divided by 196, which is 124 by 196, with the same thing we are getting here. Okay, in exam it's preferable that you remember this formula. It's better that if you just get this logic behind, you will be saving a lot of time. 82nd problem is very interesting to be actually getting involved with. What is the chance of throwing at least 7 in a single cast with 2 dice? Okay, remember it is 2 dice. One dice has how many sides? 6. Okay, second dice has the 6 sides. Okay, overall there are like 12 sides. Okay, we need to remember that thing first. Next thing is that what it is saying, what are the chances, what is the probability that at least 7 means that more than or equal to 7. It can be 7 or it can be more than 7. Okay, the chances of getting this when we are throwing the dice, what are the chances of getting at least 7, we have to find out. It's very simple, but it's very interesting and lengthy. Herein, probability of some event happening should be like at least 7 means it can be equal to 7, probability of 7, and more means probability of 8, probability of 9 plus probability of 10 plus probability of 11 plus probability of 12, but not 13, remember, because we are throwing a dice. So dice can have 12, not maximum numbers than 12. Now let's see how will we calculate that P7 and P8 and P9. It's very interesting. P7. Okay, so let us take in the set. Okay, how many probabilities can happen? So we are throwing 2 dice at once. Once we are throwing the dice, it means that maximum number that you can get on the dice is 6, right? Okay, let's start with number 1. Okay, and like minimum number that you will get is 1. So the number on the die should be 7, right? So 6 plus 1 is 7. Okay, one chance, one thing you can get is this, or what it will be. Let us take a bracket easily. 1, next is 2, next is 3, 4, 5, next is 6. Okay, not more than that. Obviously, more than 6 you will not get in a dice. So herein we need to get 7. If one dice got us 2 numbers therein, the next dice if thrown should have 5. Okay, the same thing goes with this thing. 3 plus, like if you want to get 7, how much the dice you have to get, which number you have to be getting, it is 4, right? 4 comma like one dice you are getting 4, another dice it should be 3. If one dice you are getting 5, another dice should be 2. Another number on the die should be 2. Then if you are getting a 6, another number will be 1. Okay, overall it is 7, right? See, 6 plus 1 is 7, 5 plus 2 is 7, 3 plus 5 is 7, and so on. This is one of the sets. Okay, so how many elements are there in the set? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 elements. Okay, the same way we are doing with 8. Okay, in 8 you see we cannot start with 1. Obviously we cannot start with 1. See, for suppose the last number is 6, right? So to get 8 we cannot just say that 1. Okay, so we'll start with 2. So 2 comma 6 is the first element. Next is, you just make this happen. 2, 3, 4 and 5 and 6. 6 is the maximum number you can get, not more than that. Next is, see, we need to get 8. To 2, 6 plus 2 is 8. Okay, 3 plus 5 is 8. 4 plus 4 is 8. 5 plus 3 is 8. 6 plus 2 is 8. Okay, we can get that the first dice will get 2 and the next one is 6. First dice as 3, next one is 5, and so on till the first dice as 6 and second as 2. So how many elements did we get in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? 5 times. So probability of getting a 9, again check for it. First start with 6 here. Okay, and see how it will be. 6 plus how much? 6 plus 3. 3 comma 6. Now you start 3, 4, 5 and 6 is the maximum thing which you can get. Okay, so see, 4 plus 5 is 9. 5 plus 4 is 9. Next is 6 plus 3 is 9. So this, how many elements are there? 4 elements. You remember this. Okay, next, same thing goes with probability of 10, probability of 11 and probability of 12. Okay, to be very quick, if we see the minimum thing that you can get is 6. Basically you just do 6 for the second dice. For the first dice it will be 4 comma then again 5 and 6. Okay, in exam, for the easy remembrance, always take in sequence so that you don't go wrong anywhere. 4, 5, 6. Okay, now it's very simple. Remember now, if you get a 6, okay, yeah, start. Okay, it should be in sequence, then 5, again 5. You should get a 5 on both the dice, then only you will be getting 10. 6 plus 4. Okay, fine. How many elements? 3 elements. Next, again you see here for 11, what to be done? It should be 6 first. Okay, for this to be 6, this other number should be what? It should be 5, right? Again you should be starting 5 and 6. 6 and 6 comma 5. Only 2 elements can be here. And for that 12, what will be happening? One of the dice, if it's 6, another one should be 6. Any other option? No. You should get both the 6. Only one element. Okay, now on, get adding to it. So here, check on all the elements that you got. P7, how many elements you got? 6. Okay. P8, how many elements you got in that? 5. Okay, P9 you got 4, P10 you got 3 elements in it, P11 you got 2 and P12 you got 1. Okay, overall see, it's nothing but 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, these are the elements that we are taking. If we calculate, if we add all these things, it will be 21. Probability of it is, now we know that the elements were 21. Okay, and dice are rolled 2 times, right? 2 times. 6 into 6, Okay, it's not just 2 times, it is like every time when you're rolling dice, you're rolling 2 dices, not just 1 dice. So that's why we are multiplying. So 21 divided by 36 is our answer. Let's see in which table it goes. It goes in 3 table, right? 3 sevens are and 3 12s are. So answer is 7 by 12. We do have this option. Yeah, 7 by 12. What is 7 by 12? Okay, let's read the 83rd one. It's rather a property. Okay, correlation coefficient R, Bxy and Byx are all having dash signs. See, we know that R, lies between -1 and 1. Okay, it cannot be beyond -1, it cannot go beyond 1. Okay, the values of R lies between this thing. This is the property. And one more thing, if they are like 1 and it is perfectly correlated, if you see, if the R is 0, it means that they are not at all correlated. Okay, so the signs will be same. Okay, next, the covariance between two variable is, as we have seen here, it will be a negative, a positive, 0 or a negative 1. Okay, as in here we have seen it can be -1, it can be 0 or something. The same thing, the covariance between two variable will be positive, negative and 0. The D is the answer. If u plus 5x is equals to 6 and 3y minus 7, b is equals to 20, and the correlation coefficient between x and y is 0.5a, that is nothing but r of xy, then what will be the correlation coefficient between u and v? Herein, we know that if it's a change of scale, okay, this is nothing but this. If it's a change of scale, what will be the thing? This negative also becomes the positive, right? This positive got a positive answer. But herein, we need to get u, so answer will be negative. So r of vy is nothing but just change of sign. The opposite sign will come here, -0.58. Okay, this is the answer. See, herein it's one negative and one positive, so our sign gets switched to here. Okay,
Well, that was it for today. We are left with only 15 problems. We'll be doing in next session. Till then, take care. Bye bye. Have a nice day. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share my channel.